It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
Yes, a good weight.
And it smells.
Oh, steady, behind the wheel of a classic car.
Good morning, my lady.
Good morning, Parker.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques. Whoopsie.
Come on.
The aim to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners.
And valiant losers.
Will it be the high road to glory?
It's about winning.
Or the low road to disaster? Pop, pop. This is the Antiques Road Trip. Oh, yeah. All right, my lovers. We've arrived in the wonderful West Country with this pair of grockles.
Angus? Roo! Do you know what? I'm feeling so excited.
What a monumentous road trip.
Monumentous. You are
I
excited.
know.
Crikey, they're full of beans today. Our enthusiastic experts, Roo Irvin and Angus Ashworth, are out and about, taking in all things Devonian.
Obviously famous for a lot of things. High hedges. Little known fact about Devon is the high hedges.
Really? Angus, there's only one thing I think of when I think of Devon.
What's that?
Clotted cream.
Clotted cream. Oh, it is divine, isn't it?
What isn't divine is the current state of their finances. Oh, dear. Angus, who was sitting on a tidy sum, made a few chancy purchases,
Fortune favours the brave. I'll take the pair of them.
while Roo, who was strapped for cash, indulged in a spot of panic buying.
That is lovely, but that is not going to be affordable.
And sadly, neither strategy paid off at the auction.
You win some, you lose some.
It's a bit all over the place because I won the last battle. If anything, I've won 2 out of our 3 battles.
Yeah,
but
it's
you're
2-1, but
You're winning the war.
About 100 ahead, aren't I?
Not far off. After some early success, Roo has managed to whittle her £200 starting budget down to £114.56. Not brilliant. While our man Angus finds himself pretty much back where he started, with £205.28. But are they downhearted? Not on your Nelly.
What are your tactics now for this next round of spending? Are you going to go big, play it safe?
Yeah, you can play it safe, but, you know, where's the fun in that? You've got to go for it, haven't you?
And at least you'll be going in style in your 1980 Silver Shadow. Same vintage as our 2 trippers, as it turns out.
Are you an 80s child?
I am an 80s child, yes.
So am I. 1980 on the nose.
Oh, you've just given your age away to the world.
Oh.
Hey, we'll never tell, Roo. Honest. This trip kicked off in Northern Ireland, wandered through Wales, and now they're down in the southwest of England before they head off to a final auction in Clevedon. This time out, we're making our way to an auction in Exmouth, but our buying begins in Barnstaple. Yes! This lovely Devonshire town has a long and colourful history, but is perhaps best known as the birthplace of a certain dashing, some would say strikingly handsome antiques expert, with a silky, smooth voice too. Angus's first shop of the trip is Adam's Antiques. Come on, Barnstable, do me proud, my lovers.
Now then, how you doing? You right, Angus?
Oh, I'm grand, thanks, Angus. Yes,
Good.
my name's Wayne.
Wayne, I've got a brother-in-law called Wayne.
Have you?
Yeah, I don't know if that gets me a discount, but it's worth a try, isn't it?
Corey never misses a trick, do he? Wayne's shop might be a little one, but it's chock-a-block with really nice things and some of your favourites too, Angus.
Cabinet full of militaria. Dream. Particularly what I like is this. Now, it's an officer's dress belt, lovely gilt and white metal. It's the North Devon Regiment, the 11th Regiment of Foot. It's a great little piece and very popular. There we go, 465. Yeah, it's slightly out of my budget. Would love to buy this, and actually a good selling piece. But I haven't got that much money, so I'm going to have to leave that there.
Yeah. I don't think even the Ancient Society of Waynes would help you out on that one. Try something else.
Absolute classic there. A bit of arts and crafts design, this lovely copper. It'll be a Benson jug, I'm sure. Yeah, so it's stamped underneath. WAS Benson, there we go. And we've seen these quite a few times, but they're just lovely design pieces, nicely polished up. What's unusual is it's got a wooden top on it, which is a bit different. Usually they had another copper stopper. And if we look inside, it's actually an insulated jug, so it'd keep everything cool or hot in there. You've got an insulated liner. What have we got on it? £45. That's not bad. That might be worth having a little chat about. It's a safe bet, but maybe I need a safe bet or two after my last auction.
Very good point. And someone else who could do with a bit of a safe bet is our Roo, currently en route to the Devonshire town of Bideford. Oh, home of Bideford Black, a pigment that was mined here and used in camouflage paint and mascara. Actually, our girl will be batting her lashes in Old Bridge antiques, and given her current financial, she needs all the help she can get.
I'm at just under £115. The gap has narrowed, but I seem to be slipping down the ladder a little bit more, and I refuse to go into double figures. I have pride. I can't let that happen. Famous last words.
Better get busy then. Lots to get to grips with in here.
Now that is a vase.
Oh, she's good, isn't she?
Dare I try and pick this up? No, 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 no. It's not even levitating. It's staying right where it is. That is magnificent. That's £485, so well outside my budget, not even in Angus's budget. But that's a Victorian Champ-Lieve vase. Champ-Lieve is basically French for raised ground. This actually creates trenches into the actual material, and then the enamel is poured in. And what a piece. I don't doubt that it is worth every single penny, but I'm not buying it because I can't afford it. And I also can't get it off the shelf.
Two very valid reasons, then. Something more portable, perhaps.
That's quite a delicate little thing. It's a bread fork. So this is back in the Victorian days where it was frowned upon to actually touch the food with your fingers. Probably late Victorian to the early 1900s. But what makes this quite special, this is Norwegian silver, which really is the trend. Anything Norwegian, Scandi, in terms of design, is quite collectible. But it's got age to it, and it's also got the maker. Theodore Olsen, pretty much the main silversmith or goldsmith in Bergen in Norway at the time. So that's a great name to have on a silver item of Victorian cutlery. But do you know the best part? £5. Job's a good one.
I think she's having that. What else will catch her eye?
Now this piece of railwayana stands out like a sore thumb in amongst all the sort of bronze and brass and guitars. Now that's priced up at £32, so my first thought is it reproduction? That's quite a good price. This is far easier to age a modern piece than, say, a piece of furniture would be, because you can just start scraping the paint off and it looks like it's got real age to it. But as I say that, the paint is coming off all the time. I don't know whether that's a good sign or a bad sign as to its authenticity.
It's also made of aluminium, so I don't think it's particularly old.
£32 is a good price, and it's just a cool decorative piece. One of the rare occasions where you want the paint to be a bit chipped. That might be quite a nice buy.
Well, she seems to be chugging away quite happily there. Back in my old stomping ground, Angus is still scrutinising those cabinets.
Spotted a bit of pewter in there, and you've always got to check pewter. And it's not the really early stuff. What we want to see is the arts and crafts stuff, particularly Tudrick, which is very popular, this hammered detail on it there. Lovely clock, the date-wise looks right, sort of early 20th century. So, does it say the magic words? Yes, it does. Tudrick. That is what we want.
Tudrick was the brand name for pewter ware sold by Liberty of London.
One of the famous designers at Tudrick was Archibald Knox. Obviously, if you had a bit that was named Archibald Knox, then that goes through the roof. Even so, if that wasn't Tudrick, it's a £20, £30 piece. Tudrick, it's probably 80 to 120. So really good. What have we got on the price tag? Have we found a bargain? Well, the shop knows what they're on about. £110. So it's about there. So actually, that's a really good piece. Very collectible. Definitely worth seeing what we can do on that.
And it sits nicely with that so-called Benson jug that you had your eye on. Shall we have a chat with Wayne?
Found some bits.
Round, please.
I found a few bits, actually.
OK.
There's this lovely clock and this Benson jug.
Yes.
So, wondering what we could do on those.
Right.
And I've also just spotted that bottle up there.
OK.
I love these mallet-shaped bottles. They look like they've just been squashed down on the table. You can just imagine that in an old tavern with a glass and a fine wine coming out of there. It's a lovely raised piece there. And you can just see where it's the neck's been twisted slightly and you've got this grain in the glass. Lovely colour. Rue would love it. So potentially there's three
Three
bits
items.
there.
Yeah.
You haven't got a very West Country accent, have you?
No, I put the north in North Devon. I'm actually from Lancashire.
Oh, God. Oh, wrong side of the Pennines, isn't it?
Oh, yes, but my children are all born in Halifax.
Ah, so you're a Yorkshireman.
Could have been the Wars of the Roses all over again.
Obviously, I'm from Yorkshire.
Yes.
And we have to look after each other, don't we?
So they say,
Yeah. So, what's the best price on the clock?
80 quid.
The
Benson.
Yeah, the Benson, which is nice.
25.
The bottle's ticket price of 28.
20 quid.
£20. Okay,
Yeah.
so 80, 20, 25, 125 are free.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that. That's brilliant.
Are we going to do a deal?
Yeah, we'll do a deal. Let's
Wonderful,
do a deal.
Angus.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
3 very nice things. 1 very nice discount. Barnstable been good to you, boy. Now it's hungry workly shopping, and Angus always likes to eat local.
Hang on a minute. Home of the Yorkshire chip. We're in Devon. That can't be right. I'm from Scarborough, home of the Yorkshire chips. I think I'm going to have to sample this.
Did we mention he's from Yorkshire? I think it's come up once or twice. Down the road in Bideford, Rue's also been a busy bee. There's a bread fork and a loco number plate put aside, and now she's roped in the owner, Susanna, for a bit of help. Go, Susanna, go.
Right, let's see this. I do get excited by old things. I'm in the right trade though, aren't I?
It's great. The key turns, it all works. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's lovely. Look at the size of that key.
A Georgian oak lock. Must have been one heck of a door.
Let me survey the back. I mean, to be fair, you don't want it to be in pristine condition because it's Georgian, it's 200 years old. But that's beautiful.
It could come from a church, a chapel,
That's true.
or a large farm building.
See, what I love about antiques like this, we've got no idea about the house. This is just how to get into the house.
True.
And it's one part of the jigsaw puzzle, but probably my most favourite part. Because without it, you can't get in unless you break a window.
We don't do that. It's priced up at £75.
The absolute death on that would be 45.
That's quite a chunk off. Shall we put it with your other potentials?
The very best on this is £45.
Yes.
Right, so that's very fair. Thank you so much. I do love the fork at £5. That's a bargain, so I will take that. The aluminium railway sign, it might have lost a couple of chips of paint since I brought it over. But 32, what is the absolute very, very, very best you can do?
If I said £20 on this one, it would be a £70 deal. We like to do package deals here.
Well, I like package deals too, so thank you
Congratulations,
so
thank you.
much.
What's not to like then? I think you've been well looked after there, Rue.
Oh, these are heavy.
It's a good job you're the one with the motor then. Off you pop. Angus, meanwhile, is taking a break from shopping and has headed to the coast. He's come to Ilfracombe to find out the great lengths the town went to cash in on the 19th century craze for bathing. He's meeting Jamie McClintock, the director of the Tunnel's beaches.
Hi, how you doing? You all right?
Hi, yeah, good.
Good, brilliant. Well, what a beautiful spot we've got.
Yeah, lovely, isn't it?
So tell me about this spot.
Well, Ilfracombe used to be a tiny fishing village, very tucked away from the rest of the country, so it wasn't a lot here. It wasn't the grand buildings there are now.
So it wasn't initially a tourist destination?
No, although it's got beaches, they're quite inaccessible to get to for people.
See the big cliffs and
Yeah.
So there's no way of actually accessing them?
No, not in those days. They'd come around by boat and bathe by boat.
In the early 1800s, bathing was becoming popular amongst the well-to-do for health and recreation. To get their slice of the bathing boom, a group of local entrepreneurs formed the Ilfracombe Sea Bathing Company. In 1823, they hired hundreds of Welsh miners to dig tunnels through the cliffs to give access to the beaches.
6 tunnels built in all. This is the second one, so it's a massive amount of work involved. Took 2 years to do.
Wow, 2 years, that's incredible. I mean, I noticed all these marks in the stonework there, was that?
Yeah, so they're blast marks. The first tunnel was hand-carved, but the later tunnels were blasted out. So that's where they've used explosives to obviously work away the rock and then move it by hand.
Move by hand, so quite an undertaking, quite dangerous as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I've noticed they're quite wide and tall, aren't they? I mean, that's...
Yeah, the design so horse and carriages could get all the way through to the beach, because they'd have bathing machines. Basically, they're huts on wheels, which are drawn by horses and ponies, and they'd back them into the water, steps down, so the ladies could get out with all their dresses, hiding their modesty, so literally no one could see them.
This massive undertaking paid off, and soon holidaymakers flocked to the town. In just a few years, Ilfracombe became quite the fashionable place to come and take a dip.
I can see this pool here on this beautiful beach. This is the tidal pool?
Yeah, so we built 3 actually in Victorian times, only one of which still remains.
As the high tide comes in, it fills the pool out. As it goes out, you've still got the bathing.
Yeah, so it's there for 6 hours in every 12, 3 hours before and after high tide. They also built a bathhouse in 1836, slightly later than the tunnels, and that was originally a seawater spa where you could have hot and cold seawater baths. It was only for the wealthy initially, and then became the main bathhouse of the town where people would bath and shower because they didn't have any in their own homes.
Ilfracombe remained a popular resort all through the Victorian era and well into the 20th century. For propriety's sake, men and women each had separate beaches, accessed by their own tunnels. It wasn't until 1905 that mixed bathing was eventually allowed. Whoa, I never did.
This is actually the gentleman's beach. Women would bathe one side, the gents the other, and there'd actually be a bugler who'd sit on a rock just around here and sound the horn if any gents tried to go round to the ladies' side.
That's brilliant.
Well, the ladies actually wore head-to-toe dresses. Some even had lead in the seams to keep the dresses down low as they went into the water, whereas gents would bathe completely nude.
Naked?
Yeah.
OK, I might offend the women a little bit. Right, OK, well. And was swimming a popular thing at the time?
It was becoming popular. People couldn't really swim. They came here to learn to swim. And a local guy called Professor Harry Parker would come down here and not only teach swimming, but also do all sorts of feats and escapology down here to wow the crowds. Swimming while smoking a cigar or sipping champagne or firing a revolver while swimming and all sorts of weird and wonderful things.
I kind of feel really I should have a go and have a swim in the sea while I'm here.
Oh, yeah, crack on. Don't forget the dress code, though, will you?
Lordy, I think he's going for it. Genteel ladies should look away now. Although we do have a bugler on standby. Hey, it's not that sort of show, is it? Seems to be going that way. That's it, cut to a wave. Very subtle. Lordy, bit parky in there, isn't it?
People in the 19th century to this, because this is freezing. Not to mention the rocks I'm standing on. That's enough for me. Even as a northern lad who swims in the North Sea, this is too cold.
I don't know. Call yourself a Yorkshireman? Rue, meanwhile, is staying nicely warm and dry. She's pointed the roller towards the town of Great Torrington and a very friendly West Country welcome. They've even broken out the bunting for you, Rue. Her next port of call is the encouragingly named Collectability. The shop's not long been trading, so hopefully there'll be lots of stuff that's fresh to the market for our girl to get her mitts on.
Believe it or not, I love a good pewter tankard. There's secretly a medieval man living inside me, and this is what I used to drink from.
That tankard looks 20th century to me.
There's something so rustic about a pewter tankard, but you see them in every single antique shop. What makes this one different is it's Indian. And it's got a lovely Indian scene here with some pelicans and beautiful foliage, but then it's got a map on the back. It makes you think of my ancestry because I'm from the Rajput caste, which is from the kings and queens. And here I am with £44 in my pocket. I've come far, haven't I? Thank you, tankard, for reminding me of my past and my current financial crisis.
Well, we're finding out all sorts today. Now, what does Your Majesty think of that?
I'm not a huge fan of stoneware, but I can appreciate it when it's large and it's got that lovely glaze to it.
I bet your inner medieval man quite likes it too.
Now, this is 4 gallons, so it's going to hold enough water to wet your whistle. It's got a wee chip on the side, which is a shame to break such a beautiful, shiny glaze. But that might help me a little bit with the price. And speaking of price, this is made by Price in Bristol. Charles Price in particular, and he was making stoneware from 1799, long time ago, but more on his own from 1820. And this definitely passes a weight test. And I like it. It's something that people will have in their homes, in a country kitchen, and it's priced up at £45. Now, I've known collectors to spend a lot more than that on stoneware jars. I'm not going to take it to the till because it is rather heavy, but I'm sure Felicity won't mind if I refer to it and point in the corner.
That'll be Felicity then. Hello, Felicity.
Hi, Rue.
Hi, Felicity. Now, I've spotted a very large stoneware pot made by Price in Bristol, and it's priced up at £45.
Yeah.
It's got a few chips around the edge and one sort of chip in the glaze, which does detract from its beauty a little bit. Could you do it for round about the £25 mark?
I don't think we'd be able to go to that. Would you settle for 35?
Could we meet in the middle at 30 and that would just be...
32?
Go on then. 32. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Indeed it was. And after that purchase, our Rue's only got a little over £12 left.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I'm sure you could have got one of your flunkies to carry that for you, Your Highness. And with that, it's time to pick up your mate. He should have thawed out by now.
I think your driving's improved.
You're not reaching for the invisible brake with your foot, you're not clutching onto the...
No, I mean, because, to be fair, Rolls-Royce has got probably the largest crumple zone on any vehicle in the world, so I'm safe if we hit anything.
Oh, thank you. That makes me feel better.
Nighty-night. As a new day dawns in the West Country, our dashing duo are getting all loved up.
I really like you.
Oh,
It's these little comedy quips that you come out with, they're great. And not to mention the wardrobe. I mean, it's every day is just...
Are you enjoying it?
An education for me. Yeah.
We're getting to know each other really well,
We are,
and it's
yeah.
nothing short of a pleasure.
Team Rue and Angus, I tell you.
Rugus.
Rugus.
It'll never catch on. Yesterday, Rue went to town on the shopping, snagging a silver bread fork, some railway honour, a big stoneware jug, and a Georgian oak lock.
Look at the size of that key.
All of which leaves her with just £12.56 to play with. Angus splashed the cash too, getting his hands on a mallet wine bottle, a copper jug, and a pewter clock.
Does it say the magic words? Yes, it does. Tudoric.
So, he now has over £80 left in his wallet and a continued fascination with the local hedgerows.
They're very different to a Yorkshire hedge. They've got like a mud bank and wall, and then the hedge sits on top, so they've almost got like a boundary bun line in the earthwork.
With you being such a hedge expert, does that make you a vegetarian?
Better than being a hedge hog. Later, we'll be heading to a Devonshire auction in Exmouth. But first, Angus has gone solo, popping into Somerset and the village of Sandford Brett, home to his next shop, Keith Richards Antiques.
Let's hope he can get some satisfaction in here.
Hello, how are you doing, Angus? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet
Angus.
Keith.
I'm Keith.
Excellent. Well, it looks like a great shop. Proper antique shop.
Try, yeah. Cabinets are all open, dive in.
Brilliant, thank you.
Keith's in the kind of shop where everything is immaculately displayed, and it's all top-notch stuff too, so you might have a job finding something to fit your £80 budget, Angus.
I just love the fact that no matter where you go in the world, you find a bit of Yorkshire, because that's how great Yorkshire is. Everybody has it all over the country.
Oh, he's off again.
We've got a Wren Man coffee table, occasional table, oak, quality English oak. So Wren Man was actually a chap called Bob Hunter from just near Firsk, just up the road from where I live, about 20 minutes away. So there was Wren Man, there was Fish Man, Rabbit Man, Lizard Man, Gnome Man, all sorts. But a lot of them started as apprentices at Mouseman and then set up under their own brand. So each carver would have their own sort of little signature piece. This one has the Wren on it there, and it's become hugely popular. Unfortunately, you know, 695, quite reasonable really for the current market, but way out of my price range for today.
You can't always get what you want. Maybe something a bit smaller.
Interesting looking spoon down here. Very interesting for a couple of reasons. You've got this lovely sort of loop round handle that goes round, that's sort of the rope twist there, the ball on the end. Very typical of Norwegian spoons, quite a lot of them had this on. You've got this lovely leaf-shaped bowl on it there. A little detail on it, absolutely fantastic. So if you turn it over there, and again you've got this continuation of the pattern underneath there. So it's Norwegian silver. I think Rue would approve of it. It's shiny, it's pretty.
And it would go with her Norwegian silver fork. This one's by Marius Hammer, also from Bergen and around the same period too.
Norwegian silver spoon, circa 1890, £44. Do you know what? I think that's worth a conversation.
Well, no time like the present. Keith?
I found this nice little spoon. I mean, I found loads of stuff that I love. Unfortunately, I haven't got tons of money, so this is a bit more within my budget. I mean, you've got a ticket price of £44 on that.
Right.
I appreciate it's not your, probably your biggest profit margin piece in the shop, but
It came in with a whole load of stuff.
well, that's always promising, isn't it? Could we bit of help on there? Could we?
Very bottom line would be £30.
£30?
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with that. Thank you very much. I'll take that.
You've got the silver, and that leaves Angus with a little over £50 for his last shop. Right on, baby! Elsewhere, Rue, now in her country clothes, has headed out into the countryside. She's come to the Exmoor National Park near Dulverton and the Exmoor Pony Centre to meet some of the locals.
Hi, Lindsay. Hi. Lovely to meet you. Hi, sweetheart.
Lindsay Green manages the centre, which has been helping to protect the moor's unique equine residents since 2006. But the story of the Exmoor pony goes back considerably further.
There's been ponies on Exmoor for thousands of years, and they're a really pure breed. They're one of our oldest native breeds in Britain. They've got lots of special qualities that make them perfect for living in a rough upland area, so they're in their natural habitat at their best.
Traditionally kept for land management, the ponies were allowed to roam free across the moors to graze. And over the centuries, these rugged animals have evolved to withstand whatever the British weather can throw at them.
Lindsay, who is this? Who am I meeting?
So this is Almond, and he's a local Exmoor pony. Exmoor ponies have some very special characteristics that set them apart from other breeds. They have a thicker sort of eyebrow here, which we call the toad eye, and it helps all of the rain sort of come off without going into their eyes, so it's sort of a fleshy lid there. And then this lovely brown coat. So the summer coat is hard and bright and sort of tight to the skin, and then in the winter they will have a thick dual-layered coat where they have insulation under a waterproof layer.
What do they actually eat?
On the moorland, they'll be eating gorse, they'll eat brambles, they can eat nettles, so all sorts of things that we wouldn't want to go near. The ponies are very good at eating them, and there are all over the world doing a great job of environmental grazing.
The ponies' placid nature and incredible stamina also make them ideal as work animals. Exmoor ponies have been used on farms around here for shepherding, ploughing and pulling carts. They're also quite happy to take an antiques expert for a trot.
So this is Lydia, and,
Hi, Lydia.
And the pony fleeter.
I have never been on any animal before apart from a camel when I was 8 years old. So this is very much a first for me.
So if you just want to step up onto the block,
Right, okay.
and you're going to put your left foot in the stirrup, and then you're going to sort of go 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to swing yourself over.
1, 2, 3.
That's perfect.
Whew.
Give him a little squeeze around his tummy and just say, walk on.
Walk on. Oh, oh.
Gorgeous seat, Rue. Fleeters used to novice riders. Over the years, there have been many efforts to conserve this distinct native breed. In 1921, the Exmoor Pony Society was formed to ensure their ancient bloodline was preserved. But the ponies came under threat during World War II, when Exmoor became a training ground for troops.
Their guardians were off at war, and the boundaries and the cattle grid sort of lapsed. And so the ponies weren't as well managed, and it did mean that they were rustled for their value as meat. So the numbers went down to about 50.
50.
So they really needed some serious effort to start looking after them again.
This ancient breed was on the verge of extinction after the war, but since then, their numbers have slowly risen to around 500, thanks in no small part to the hard work of enthusiasts keen to ensure that these tough little ponies continue to wander across Exmoor.
By running the centre, we're promoting the breed, and we're hoping to get lots of people involved and enthusiastic about our native breed, and they're preserved for the future.
Lindsay, I have to say, I really feel I bonded with Fleeter. And on that note, Fleeter, walk on. Good boy. Oh, he might have to come home with me.
Talking of boys, Angus is taking his trusty steed towards the Somerset village of Carhampton. He's here for a mooch around Chris's Crackers, the self-proclaimed best junk shop in the southwest. I think we should put that to the test, don't you?
Hello. How are you doing? You all right, Angus?
I'm fine. I'm Carol.
Carol, nice to meet you, Carol. You all right?
Bit cold.
Bit cold as well. I think I'm going to get warmed up running around here. Tons of places to go and look at.
He's not wrong. Lots of salvage, reclamation and other assorted odds and ends to get stuck into.
Tell you what, the stuff in this spot is electrifying.
Stupid boy. You'll have a lobotomy soon. Get on with some proper work.
This is interesting. What is it, you're probably thinking? Well, it's a woodworking plane, but it's a very early woodworking plane. Quite often these were out of block woods. This is an early metal one there. So you hold on there, hand on there, push along, and you plane your wood. That is a lovely early piece. And on the front, we've got the maker's mark there. Stanley, Rule and Level Co.
And that's not a plain plane either. It's a circular plane for smoothing curves, and it probably dates to around 1900.
They can do really well at auction, particularly woodworking planes. Now, this one hasn't got a price on it, but I'm going to go and find out because I think this could be a real find.
Very good. Let's see what Carol can do for you.
Hello! I'm back.
You're back.
And I found something. This woodworking plane, which is quite nice.
It is. It's an old Stanley.
No price ticket on it.
I would say 30 quid, something like that.
£30. What would be the best price we could do on that? Because I'm keen on it.
Yeah, absolutely. 25 with the very, very best.
£25. I think that is worth a go.
Marvellous.
Thank you very much.
Smashed. Not from at all.
Well, you managed to shave a bit off there, and that'll do for your shopping, and in the nick of time, because look who's just rode into town. Can his cash-strapped companion find anything here?
Hi, Peter.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having us. So I'm going to give you a heads up. I have somewhere between £12 and £13. I know, I'm sorry.
Big budget.
So I'm going to have a look around. Do you have small things as well?
Yep, so if you follow your nose round in the little antique barn, there's a few smalls in there.
I don't think I'll get a nice big pair of stone lions.
Not for £13.
Worth asking, isn't it?
Well, you might find a dodgy-looking gargoyle in amongst all this.
Angus Ashworth.
Yes, Roo?
Why do you have time to be swinging around?
Oh, I'm just having a bit of chill time.
Well, unlike you, I have things to do. I assume you're done and dusted?
Well, you know, I'm just taking a bit of time out. You crack on.
Oh, dearie me. All right, I'll make sure I find something absolutely rocking that's going to beat you.
Right, you. Time to delve into those smalls.
Now, I have been saying I haven't bought any glass yet, and Angus has beaten me to it. This is just good old-fashioned art glass. But that's a lot of glass. No chips. That's in beautiful condition. And what I love most about it, those gorgeous tortoise shell colours. And age-wise, I would probably say 1940s. Not as antique as I would like. But again, I can't afford to be fussy with the money I have. And the condition is very nice. Oh! It's a love heart. It's meant for me, I think.
Better find out if you can afford it, then.
I had a good look around your gorgeous emporium, and this is what I fall in love with.
It's lovely, that is.
It is really nice. Now, all I'm asking is, could this be £12.56?
We could do £12.56.
Really?
We could do it, just to help the job on.
I'm going to take a risk here. Thank you so much.
problem.
I will let you hold this while I give you the money.
And that final purchase wipes out the last of her budget. Only one place left to go.
Well, here we go. Back in the car.
I know, we're officially done, and off to auction
Off
you
to
go.
auction, I know. Why don't I drive you? You've had a long, hard day. After you, madam.
Thank you, spending all the money.
But first, time for some shut-eye, I think. Nice hedge. We're headed back to Devon for our auction, and the town from which Sir Walter Raleigh set sail on many of his expeditions. Our antiques explorers are hoping that their treasures will find favour here.
What a beautiful day.
It is, but I'm feeling the pressure because I'm running out of chances to pull it back.
You'll pull it back today. I think it's going to be your day.
I'm nearly £100 behind.
Well, we'll soon see. After plundering the antiques shops of the West Country, our experts have dropped anchor in Exmouth, here to parade their goods at Piers Motley Auctions. Angus coughed up £180 on his 5 auction lots.
He has spent £80. That's a huge whack of money on this lovely arts and crafts clock. It's something that would fly online, but there's no online at this auction. But it means he's got to make nearly £100 in the room to actually make profit.
Rue forked out every last penny of her £114.56p on her 5 lots.
What are the chances? I bought a silver Norwegian spoon. Rue has bought a silver Norwegian fork. And the difference is I paid £30 for my spoon. Rue's only paid £5 for this little fork. Lovely design on it, really nice thing. The question is, which bit of Norwegian silver is going to do better, the spoon or the fork?
Now, what does our eponymous auctioneer, Piers Motley, make of their buys? Over to you, Piers.
The Stanley plane is made in America. It's quite a rare item, but doesn't necessarily mean it's hugely valuable. I would expect this to make about £50. My favourite item is the studio glass tortoiseshell vase. It has got that look, it's a good size as well. I think this is a very desirable piece in the present market.
All very encouraging. Time to squeeze past into your seats and get this auction going.
Here we are.
Another day.
Yeah.
Another dollar.
Hopefully it's more than $1.
Pounds sterling, thanks. First up is Rue's 4-gallon flagon.
At £20.
Come on.
Any interest at £20? At £10 then? At 10 I've been off at 12 anywhere. £10 I have and it cost me £10.
No.
At 12, 15, 18, 20, 22. Not at 22.
Oh, it's
£20 I have.
worth it.
Any of us on
Lovely.
£20? All done? We're selling at 20 of the no other bids. All done at £20 then. Thank you. 18.
Not an auspicious start. Might have done better if it was full of cider.
Unlucky.
Someone give me a break.
£10 then.
Time for our second vessel, Angus's copper jug.
At £20 then. At £20.
Oh dear.
At £20 and £10.
You'll get there. No, it will climb up.
Thank you. 10 I've been offered. 12 anywhere. £10 I have. 12, 15, 18, 20, 22. Not at 22. £20 I have.
£20, that's cheap.
Are we all done, ladies and gentlemen? Selling at £20.
I thought that was a guaranteed profit.
No guarantees in this game, Angus. Just ask Rue.
That is a shame because it's a lovely thing.
Now, anybody got an enormous door that needs locking?
I love it. I'm not sure if you'll make a profit.
There's been a little bit of interest in this already. I'm starting with a commission bid just under lower estimate there at £12. 15 with you. £12 at 15 at the front. 18. £15 I have. 18 with you. At 18, 20, 22. 22, 25. Not at 25, thank you. 22 I have. Any of us on £22? Are we all done, ladies and gentlemen? We're selling at £22 then.
Ah, do you know, you get that false sense of hope when you hear a lot of interest.
Ah, they were interested, but just not enough to buy it.
I mean, I'm surprised nobody saw it was stamped Windsor Castle.
I know, how could they miss that?
That would have put the price up.
Someone got a bargain there.
Next up is Angus's mallet-shaped wine bottle. We've got a lot of liquid containers today, haven't we?
I'm starting with...
interesting.
I'm starting with a commission bid which has come in at £25, 28 with you. £25 I have, any of us on £25?
Did you know profit
Any of us on
already?
£25? Are we all done then, ladies and gentlemen? Last chance if you wish to bid. 28 with you. All done. Selling at £25.
Well, listen, it's a profit. It's a profit.
Big. That should have flown.
Well, at least it didn't crash. Our first profit of the day.
I don't think it's going to be our day today.
But you know, it doesn't matter.
No, because I get to spend the day with you.
And we've got glitter in our hearts.
She's always so chipper, isn't she? But can her tortoiseshell glass-cased vase add some glitz to the proceedings?
No, this is not a true antique.
No, but it's you.
At £20. No interest at £20.
It's a lovely thing.
At £10 then. Thank you, 10 I've been offered, 15
10.
anywhere.
Well done,
Any
well
of us on £10? I can't believe it's going so low.
I know.
Nice decorative piece there, all done. I will sell it 10 of the no other bids. All done at £10 then.
Colours are stunning.
Can't believe you've lost on that.
That's definitely taken the sparkle off things. Angus is playing now. Will it get over this rough patch?
At £40. 45 anywhere.
Fantastic.
£40 at 45, 50 and 5, 60 and 5. Not at £65. £60 I have. Any of us on £60? At the back there, 65, 70 and 5, 80 and 5, 90 and 5. Not at 95. £90 I have it, also £90.
Done.
All done, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at you.
Selling at £90 then.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
That is a brilliant buy.
And a smooth result. Good job, Angus.
Hats off to you, sir.
Thank you.
Well, let's see what her number plate can do. It's from a railway bridge, apparently.
I would just make a profit right now.
And 10 to start me. Any inches at £10. Take your 10 over at 12 anywhere. £10 I have, 12 with you.
Keep a little bit more.
Any of us on £10? Are we all done, ladies and gentlemen? Selling at £10.
Wowzer.
Oh, Rue, it's not happening for you today.
Is there a violin here?
Angus's big ticket item now, and it's got the name, but have we got the bidders?
At 30 I've been offered, 32 anywhere. £30 I have, 32, 35, 38, 40, 42. Not at 42, £40 I have. Any of us on £40? Are we all done, ladies and gentlemen? I will sell at that with the bids. All done, 42, 45, 48. Not at 48. 45 I have. All done, ladies and gentlemen. Selling at £45 then.
Oh, keep on trucking, Angus, keep on trucking.
Yeah.
Someone got a nice piece of Tudoric for a very good price.
I'm smiling, you're smelling.
Yeah.
Through the tears. Now it's the battle of the Norwegian cutlery. Rue's fork first and her last lot.
Right, who'll start me off, let's say, at £10 on this then, please. At £10. At £10, thank you. Tell I've been offered 12 anywhere.
Oh,
12,
straight in.
15, 18,
Theodore
20,
Olsen.
22.
Come on, keep going. This is what I like to
22,
see.
thank you. £20 I have. Any of us on £20?
More.
Any of us on £20? Last chance if you wish to bid, ladies and gentlemen. All done.
Bless you.
All done. At £20 then.
Finally, Rue gets a profit, and not a bad return at that.
I'm happy with
Yeah,
that.
£5 to 20. Good result.
But can his bit of Norway follow suit? His spoon is the last lot.
Any interest at £20? At £15 then? At 59 million offered.
20.
18 anywhere.
No, at
£15 out, and you bid at 18. 20, 22, 25, 28. Not at 28. £25 I have. Any of us on £25? All done, ladies and
It's a
gentlemen.
loss.
Last chance if you wish to bid again. All done. Selling at £25.
I'm really surprised at that.
Your fork was better than my spoon.
That's how it goes. But you can't begrudge her that, can you, after the day she's had?
Do you know, we are going to make history, road trip history on the next leg.
Oh, yeah. Let's break through 4 figures.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get some sunshine.
Yeah, you go and do that while I do the sums. I'm almost scared to look. Ooh. Rue made quite a loss after auction costs. £47 and 32 pence to be exact, and that leaves her with only £67 and 24p in her pocket. It's a road trip record, but not one that you want to shout about. Angus also made a loss, but a much smaller one. After sale and fees, he's left with £193 and 38 pence for next time. Do you know, I think a bit of sock pulling up all round is required.
Oh,
Wowzer.
not the best of days for us.
No, it wasn't really, but it doesn't matter because there's one more auction.
We're going to do it.
We're going to nail this?
Yeah, come on.
Come on, then.
Next time, it's the end of the road for these two.
One of the most scenic road trips ever.
Last chance to get spending.
Top notch.
And then it's the final showdown.
You're shocked, aren't you?
Yeah.